afternoon, St. Mary's.
We have a lot going on in our school this week.
Let's get to it.
Our food drop goals haven't met, so that means the return of Power Buff. Classes that get sweatpants day include sophomore, junior, and senior. Sorry, freshies. In finals, they're right around the corner and students are preparing and studying to pass their exams before Christmas break. Why can't we use the red room? There's a mysterious room in the school that has been locked, making it impossible for students to use. What is it locked for? Administration gave us a bland answer of, we have meetings in there. Yet no one has ever seen a meeting taking place in that room. So we are up to find out the real reason why we are not allowed in that room. What are they trying to hide from us? I will be going out into the school to see what I can dig up.
The Red Room. Once a place of refuge and relaxation, is now a room full of secrets and lies. So what happened to it? That's what I'm here to figure out. It started at the beginning of the school year with kids who were just trying to have a good time when they were rudely kicked out for no apparent reason. I talked to one of the kids involved, and this is what he had to say. So can I hear the story of what happened in the Red Room?
So we were just got let in there by Mr. Volts during gym class, and we were just sitting there doing homework and spotted by Mr. Ruggles, and he came up, told us we couldn't be in here, and we asked why, and he said it's going to be a reward base only. Like, how do we earn it then? He's like, we don't know.
We don't know, huh? I think you do. What happened in that room that keeps students out? A simple answer of being used for teachers is too bland. I think it goes deeper than that. What is the faculty trying to hide from us? I decided to dig deeper into the reason for locking the Red Room door. So I got a first-hand experience of someone who had been in there before. What was it like being in the Red Room?
Probably the greatest experience I've ever had in my life. I think it probably was the best moment of my life.
Why do you think we can't go in there anymore? Why is it locked?
I think the teachers go in there after school and do some inappropriate things in there, and I think there's some evidence of that, and they are trying to keep it from us.
Yeah, there's something suspicious about that fireplace in there.
Yeah, very suspicious.
All the evidence that I've collected thus far seems to be pointing at the fireplace. But what's in the fireplace that they don't want us finding? I decided to ask a faculty member what they know about the whole situation and see if there's anything I was missing. So when did the Red Room start to get locked?
I think beginning of the year.
Do you know for why? What reason?
No reason. No reason.
I think we've found some stuff and we're wondering what you guys are hiding from us in there.
I think you should leave. I think it's time for you to go.
Let's go. Let's go. After being rudely kicked out, I knew there was something they were hiding from us. I just didn't know what. So later that day, me and Jackson decided to go back to see what we could find. Bingo. What was on the note card was no mistake. It was a list of faculty members' names with certain people's names crossed off in different colors. Maybe it was who would be the next person to randomly disappear? I don't know. This surely points towards the conclusion of foul, underground work. I have one more witness that wants to share their story about what happened to them and what they think is going on. So I heard you had an experience with the Red Room. I'd like you to tell us about that if you would.
So yeah, it was before school started in the year. I was a new kid coming from Montana. I got a tour from one of the administration people, and when we were walking by the Red Room, I said, oh, I really like that room. It looks like a good place to hang out and chill. And he said, yeah, well, that's a good thing, because if we're not having meetings in there with important people, then the kids are allowed to go in there and hang out. First day of school, went in there, hung out, just like he said. Then the next day of school came, and no red room.
No red room, just like that. I asked him a follow-up question to see what he thought was behind it. So what do you think changed so that we couldn't go in there?
Well, I think the teachers have something to hide, and I think they're using the fireplace for that.
I couldn't agree more. What's in the fireplace that they don't want us finding? Although the real answer may never surface, the students of St. Mary's High School will always be wondering why their red room had been taken away.
It is an exciting time at the school with the new chapel being built. There are many questions going around about it. I will be going on site with Father Dominic Belk to see if he can answer any of them. I'm here with Father Dominic Belk to see if we can get some answers about the chapel.
Reese, it's so good to be here with you today. How are you?
Pretty good.
That's wonderful.
When will the chapel be ready?
Well, we can't really say for sure, but we're hoping, I heard actually just today, maybe August, but I wouldn't get your hopes up, so I've heard December of 2020.
Nice. So, the junior class this year will get their baccalaureate or baccalaureate.
I think that would be a safe bet, but you just never know with construction.
Very true. What will we use in place of the chapel before it is finished?
Well, we've been using a temporary chapel where we reserve the Blessed Sacrament and have adoration at noon and Mass on Thursday mornings. And then we move to the big gym for Mass, for the all-school Mass. But once the auditorium is completed, I think that we'll be moving in there for our all-school Mass. And the auditorium is scheduled to be completed, about January, February.
All right, very nice. Will the inside of the chapel be related to any other churches or Vaticans?
So the interior of the chapel is modeled after the Basilica of the Sacred Heart, which is on the campus of the University of Notre Dame, which is also a little bit similar to a basilica in Rome called Santa Maria Sopra Minerva, which is Italian for Saint Mary above Minerva.
Will you be the first chaplain to use the new chapel?
Well, assignments happen for priests in April, so we hope so, but you just never know being a priest where you'll be assigned.
What is going to be the best part of the new chapel?
The best part about the new chapel will be for the first time we can have an all-school Mass in a sacred space, a place where there's statues and pews, the Blessed Sacrament, an altar that's fixed, stained glass windows, and we'll all be together worshiping as one community, not in a gymnasium or an auditorium, but a real sacred space.
Last question. In all the chapels in North Dakota, how does this one stack up against the others?
Well, certainly it will be the nicest chapel in North Dakota. I think you can make an argument once it's finished that it might be the nicest church in North Dakota. It certainly is the only one with a dome, only Catholic church with a dome. And I think when you go inside, you'll be wowed by the art. Of course, we have the honor and privilege of going on a Rome pilgrimage every semester. And you see the churches there, and you're blown away by the beauty, the craftsmanship, the artwork. And you go to churches here, and they tend to be rather plain. Some highlights of churches in North Dakota would be the Abbey in Richardson, North Dakota. The Church of Saints Joachim and Anne in Fargo is quite a nice place as well. And the chapel at Trinity High School, which they completed a few years ago, is also a very nice place. But this one will be larger than the Trinity Chapel and more architecturally interesting. Although the Trinity Chapel, in my day, was a closet, literal closet, where 3 people could sit, and they never did because no one ever went in there, and the only person in there really was Jesus. But you could hear the toilet flushing from the girls' bathroom, which was above it. So they have a nicer chapel now, just as we'll have a nicer chapel now.
Nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It is blizzarding out here today in Bismarck, North Dakota. It is below freezing, and these climates could potentially be harmful for children. Kids are slipping and sliding like crazy. The school parking lot is so far away, and kids have to walk into the school. Dress warm these next couple of days because it is going to be very cold. This is what the weather looks like for the rest of the week. There is blowing snow on Tuesday and -7 during the day and -11 at night. On Wednesday, there's a chance of snow in the morning, and 1 degrees is the high throughout the day. Milder temperatures on Thursday and evening flurries on Friday. There's also more snow chances on Saturday with -4 degrees being the high. And on Sunday, it's colder air with -7 being the high. And then on Monday, back to -8, and it's going to be pretty chilly. This dangerous snowstorm is coming to Bismarck and is going to get here on Thursday. And then there is rain, freezing rain, also in this area, and more rain going down south.
Alright, I have some score results from the week for you. In basketball, both the boys and girls caught a tough break in their season openers against Jamestown. The Saints were away this Tuesday with a girls' loss of 56-65, and on the boys' side they fell 64-111. Both teams are looking to pick up their first win Saturday here at home. In St. Mary's boys wrestling, at 113, Colin Shielded took 6th. At 126, Reese Barnhart took 1st place. At 138, Isaac Felkley took 3rd place. At 195, Trent Redens took 6th place. And for our co-op sports, Century Swimming beat Bismarck High in their duel on Saturday, topping the Demons 125-64. I had the chance to talk to Chris Birnbaum, who unfortunately could not compete this past weekend, but can't wait to get back competing in the pool. In high school swimming, being a 5-time state champ isn't easy. In Century Patriot Swimming, Chris Birnbaum says that although swimming seems like it may be an individual sport, he still has a big team role to play.
All I have to do is push my teammates to work the hardest, and during the meets, I have to cheer them on.
Chris is also a state record holder in the 200 freestyle and has been selected to the all-state swim team since he was in the 8th grade. But to continue his personal legacy, he knows it isn't going to be easy.
I have to work harder than I've ever had before. I have to focus on everything, every little detail in my strokes, and then I have to work out of the pool even harder than I ever had before.
As a team, the Patriots are 3-time state champions and hope to compete in the state swim meet again this March here in Bismarck. As for Chris, he hopes to continue his swimming career at the collegiate level.
I hope to swim in college. I'm looking at Florida Tech right now, so.
And in co-op skating, Elizabeth Fedorchuk and Emily Apper of the Ice Chips took 1st place in the intermediate division of the Porter Classic in Ann Arbor, Michigan this past weekend. This being more of a team-focused sport, from the Ice Chips, we had a chance to talk to Elizabeth Fedorchuk. Elizabeth Fedorchuk is a co-op figure skater for the Ice Chips. She has been skating for 13 years and been on the Ice Chips for 4 years. Since skating is scored on a team level, Elizabeth says each skater must do their part.
I have to do individual practices along with team practices.
Elizabeth says being a champion so often isn't easy and a lot goes into it.
Practice a lot of times in the morning and after school.
This season, the Chips have big dreams.
To win nationals.
They compete against teams from all around the country, including Boston, Chicago, and New York, in numerous places.
Michigan, Minneapolis, Wichita, Chicago, and Rhode Island.
During Elizabeth's time, the Chips have placed 2nd, 3rd, and 4th at nationals, but she hopes to get that 1st place title her final year as a Chip.
And that's all for today, folks.
Come support your athlete and stay warm out there.